So you know that horrible feeling you get when you wake up at 3 a.m. again, and you're thinking how you lost a technical word in a meeting today, and you've been using that 10,000 times, and you're now wide awake wondering, how on earth could I forget it? And you're doing the maths on your own brain. And nearly every woman that I've talked to about this has gone through that same dark thought in the middle of the night alone, and they're thinking, this is how it starts. This is dementia, and it's coming for me. And it's really a horrendous feeling. So let me say this in plainly. It's all in your head. And that's exactly why it feels like dementia. I'm saying that because yes, it is in your head, as in that's where it happens. And that's why it feels like dementia. It's exactly why it also almost isn't dementia. This is the fear, really. It's the fear underneath all the other fears. And today we take it out of the dark and hold it up to the evidence, because a frightened brain can't think, and you deserve to think clearly again. So one quick thing before we get into that, if you're new here, my name's Lynn, I'm a physio and a psychotherapist, and I'm here to tell you what nobody's really saying about perimenopause. We look at it often as a decline, but I want to flip that and help you see it as a climb. I call it Mount Menopause, and I'm just one step ahead of you in this jungle. So you know that you've already reached one of the summits in life, that career height, you've got it all life built, but then all of a sudden it's as if once you were enjoying the view from up there, the terrain shifted from underneath you and there's a complete landslide, and you feel like everything's declining, everything's falling, but actually it's this new mountain that's formed. And if you can see that, then you can see that there is a path between your previous career success and your second summit. And that's where we want to go. The version of you that comes out the far side psychologically stronger than ever before. And on this climb, the fog, the rage, the 3 a.m. wake-ups, they're not the end of the road. They're just the elements of this jungle. That's just weather in this crazy world that you can actually learn to climb in. And so today we're looking at the 3 a.m. fear behind the fear that this is all something far worse than it actually is. So it usually starts small and forgettable. You forget why you come upstairs. You call your daughter by the dog's name and everyone laughs, and you laugh too. And you've gone a bit quiet lately though. You've stopped putting your hand up, paused the side project, maybe made yourself just a little smaller so nobody clocks the slips. Yeah, I see you. This is nothing wrong with the woman doing that. It's not that she's weak. She's scared. Those are different things, weakness and fear. Then this stops being funny, you see. The words that won't come mid-sentence in front of people who respect you, who need you to be on point. So the thread of the meeting, just gone. And somewhere in there, the thought arrives fully formed and ice cold. What if this isn't perimenopause? What if this is the beginning of losing myself? Now, once that thought lands, it doesn't leave. It sits at the back of every single lapse, waiting. Here's what fear does. It Googles at night. It catastrophizes every misplaced key or pen. It watches you like a hawk for the next slip. And by watching, the watching makes it worse, because a brain flooded with fear has even less fuel left over for remembering. So the fog thickens, and then the fear reads the thicker fog as proof. See, it's worse again, and that's the trap. And you can be the sharpest woman in the building and still be caught in it. So let's put the actual evidence next to the fear. 4 facts. Write them down. 1, around 2/3 of women report these cognitive symptoms in the transition. 2/3. So this is the common experience, a normal life stage, not a rare warning sign. 2, researchers put women through standard cognitive tests. The performance usually still sits within the normal range. So the fog is real and the scores hold. So both are true. Your processor is passing the test, even on the days you feel broken. So basically, you're doing better than you think. 3, and this is the one to underline. The cognitive symptoms of perimenopause are not statistically associated with an increased risk of dementia. Brain fog in perimenopause is not proof of early Alzheimer's. They can feel identical inside. They are not the same thing. So I'll give you one careful caveat though, so you can have an educated discussion with your doctor if you need to. But the clearest known link in early surgical menopause, that's losing ovarian function abruptly, like when you have a hysterectomy before around 46. Now, that is a specific situation to talk through with your own doctor. But for everyday fog of a natural menopause transition, the reassuring picture holds. And 4, the most hopeful of all, the brain doesn't just dip and stay down, it registers the drop and fights back. Blood flow and energy rises in the regions that dipped, and after the transition, the structure largely stabilizes, with gray matter recovering in key areas. The fog is recalibration, updating the brain in real time. It is not your new baseline. No, so just keep climbing, because the best is yet to come. The single most powerful thing I do for a brilliant but frightened woman isn't a prescription, it's one sentence. This too will pass. And you can watch a face change from the moment it truly lands, because that relief isn't cosmetic, it's clinical. The woman who isn't terrified can think again, and lowering the fear literally clears some of that fog. So you're not losing yourself, and you're not becoming your grand auntie in the chair. You're climbing a mountain your mother was never allowed to name, and now you're getting your bearings, just about. And you can focus now on climbing. So when I have a really hard day trying to put what's in my head out into the world, write my book, teaching, and do these kind of videos on everything that I've learned so far, even especially I, get overwhelmed with it. And sometimes I wonder, is this even helping anyone? Does this matter? Does this land? And I can start catastrophizing. And I went through feeling like I might be losing my mind. And it's my in-betweener, okay, who's also going through her own menopause journey. She's the one who tells me, Mom, just keep going. The best view is at the top of the hardest climb. And really, I think I could just break into tears. So, indeed, my fellow climbers, you're not declining. This is not a loss. You are recalibrating. So tonight, when it's 3 a.m. and the math starts in your head, and you now have 4 facts to put between you and the fear. Read them back, then sleep. See? It really is all in your head. And your head is not making stuff up. It's making you level up. One honest thing. If the fear ever gets bigger than a bad night, if it's stealing your days, please take it to your GP and get it checked. Doing that isn't weakness, okay? It's you walking in with the right questions. If today's video helped you question what you were questioning about yourself, and you want the next step now, then come join me at my Menopause Base Camp. The link's in the description. Remember, I'm just one step ahead of you on this huge path. It's not a race. It's not a permanent decline, and it can absolutely be an epic climb. So, you know what they say, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. So on that wish, I hope I see you at Base Camp.